Welcome back, my glorious subjects, to 80 days. And since I'm usually a guy for pretty long intros, but we can't do this in this game, let's make the intro over the world map, where I will try to find a pretty amazing route. As far as I can remember, we need to go to New York because we got some pretty good shit to sell. Is that correct? No, we did not buy it yet, but we buy it now. So, with a trombone, which is good, and with said trombone, we'll depart onwards to New York! A gorgeous city full of... well, I've never been in New York, so I guess Americans! So, now that we are on a... I said now that we are on a trip, I can make the intro. Not now that we're on a trip, I want text. Okay, now that we are in a text segment, welcome back, and yeah, we made our journey through Asia and some islands. As far as I can remember correctly, we were on Honolulu. And now we are in America, on the final little stretch to London. We have 20 days to spare, or as we bold at here, 19. And hopefully we will manage. The Piedmont airline from New Orleans was not in fact an airline at all, but according to its advertising, the fastest railway in America. Hardly a bold claim, considering there were only two truly significant lines in the continent, but nonetheless it gave my master some satisfaction when he saw the slogan on the wall of the compartment. Let's converse. Hopefully we will find a route from New York to... I don't know any of those. Washington is further inwards, I think, because I played Fallout and Washington was, as far as I can remember, not on the coast. Atlanta, so maybe the Atlantic Ocean and stuff? I don't even know where the Atlantic Ocean is. That's poor. Yeah, so Atlanta, maybe? One can also travel this way to Atlanta, I understand. On the subject of trains, Atlanta is connected by Miami by rail. Interesting. Whatever, duckers. I think you're out of luck there. Now anyway, you seem to be in a terrible hurry. Yep. Definitely. Indeed we are. We are conducting a wager. You know what they say, haste makes waste. Maybe. But I'm sure there's a way out of every wasteful situation. What is Macarash and where is it? Now you listen to me. The quickest way to Macarash from here is through Caracas. Okay, and Port Moresby? I have to go, but I have some playing cards. Great, let's talk a little bit more about New York. Building thing on an island. They're building that thing out on the island there. I know what that is. I know my world wonders. No, wait, that's not a world wonder, or is it? Alright, everything that I just said was a lie. I don't know anything about anything. So yeah, I'm stupid. What about Burlington? Seems unlikely. Caracas? Never mind that, you can pick up handheld mirrors in Caracas and sell the profit in Macarash. Alright. So the new route from... oh, Atlanta was right there. Well, that's helpful. Great. We settled ourselves in a carriage with one other occupant, an extremely large man who introduced himself as Charlie Sullivan, a lad from Birmingham, who had grown into something the size of a warehouse building, with huge tracts of muscle, especially around the neck and upper arms. His mustaches were nonetheless mustaches? So, multiples? That's... weird. So what were you doing at a city with death? He grunted, boxing. I could see he was most likely an excellent boxer, assuming he knew how to operate those colossal arms of his. However, Monsieur Fox's interest had been increasing sharply throughout the conversation. You're trained, he demanded keenly, or self-taught? I've got a manager, Sullivan replied. He tells me what to hit. Excellent, excellent, Monsieur Fogg enthuses. I want to hear all about it. I sat back and enjoyed the conversation. The details of boxing are more intricate than one might expect. A ruffian sport, for certain, but with as much finesse and fidelity as, say, the preparation of a good shirt collar. Little did I know how the details I heard would come to be of use to me. Oh, I don't like where this is going. New York beleaguered by piracy. Oh. I don't know what beleaguered increase means, but I know that New York and piracy is a word combination that I do not appreciate. More news? New York threatened by battle. New York tackling piracy increase. International jewel thief, the Black Rose foxes French police. New York free from piracy increase. New York threatened by cattle influenza. This is going to be a nice one, isn't it? Seemingly I was wrong. Washington seems to be close to the sea. I'm just stupid. That Mr. Sullivan will, I think, go very far indeed. Monsieur Fogg opined as I brought him kippers from the dining car. He seemed to have the physique. I suggested, not just the physique, my master replied. Physique is not a secret. His description of the transferal of weight from foot to foot was very well understood indeed. So you're a boxer, monsieur? I saw the shutters of his conversation beginning to come down. I went to school, yes. You mean you boxed as a child? He stiffened. The suggestion he had ever been a child was, I quickly saw, well beyond the pale, even for one as intimate as I. You should fight him, he said. No? Maybe? How about a very sincere and polite no? Like, I almost choked. He looked at me with surprise. Is something the matter? It seems you wish me dead, monsieur. My master shook his head, the minutest fraction. Not at all. Merely exercised. He forked another forkful. You needn't be alarmed. I can teach you to box. Well, I'm a valet after all, so... I rolled back my sleeves. I'm sure you can, monsieur, I replied. And I'm a quick learner. Or at least I thought. Somewhat confident in nature. Excellent! Monsieur Fogg put down his paper. I have arranged for a space in the guard's van. Come. When had he done this? I do not know. I merely followed, and there was Sullivan, stripped to the waist, doing his warm-up exercises. Peace pour tout, he greeted me through a thick leather mouth-guard. Sullivan! I declared, meekly as I removed my own shirt and tried to listen as my master provided some pointers, and then the fight began. Sullivan was a tough opponent, and he chose to swing hard. He would brain me unless I defended myself. But he would not be able to slug on every swing. I would have to pick my moments to attack. To begin with, I kept my fist up. Please don't break my skull. Matching Fogg's demonstration from across the car, just as Sullivan punched hard, the blow landed against my defense. I shook it off as best I could. A small crowd had gathered to watch the fight, and they murmured with excitement. Strength and stamina are different, Monsieur Fogg called to me from the side. Your strength will come back if you swing lightly, but your stamina, once gone, will leave you out cold. I nodded to show how it hurt. I saw Sullivan's shoulders move back. He's making to block, Fogg murmured. So don't swing too hard. I threw a light punch, just to keep his guard up. A quick, decisive move while Sullivan lifted his defense. I knocked him back a little. We were both still lively, although he was faring a little better than me. You will have regained some muster from that block, my master shouted, so be warned. If I learned anything from Punch Out, this would in theory the right moment to punch hard to get a star. But I think that's not true, so... Yeah, I don't know what jabbed means, but I guess it's some kind of boxing slang. If I had to guess, it would be a quick sidestep or something like that. But... yeah, just block. Once more protective my face, Sullivan punched hard. I caught the punch neatly. Neither of us was badly worn, though he was looking better than me. Well done! He won't be able to swing like that again, my master shouted. Oh, he's not defending, so threw a heavy punch. Then I threw a heavy punch, putting all my weight behind the blow. Just as Sullivan snapped up his arms to block, I pushed him a little. We were both still energetic, till he was faring a little better. I heard rather than saw the money-changing hands. Spectators were betting on me! I got ready to duck and dodge. Oh, do my blocks get worse? He's not swinging. At least there's no counting on swinging. So, I want to see what jabbing is, so let's do one. I jabbed, a quick decisive move, but I had timed it poorly. Someone punched hard, the blow slipped past my guard. I was fading fast and could not take much more. Now's the time to get him, my master shouted. Yep, so heavy punch, putting on my weight. Someone make a quick jab, I overpowered him, landing a sting. We were both all but equally matched, tired but still eyeing each other warily. Watch it, the next swing may be harder, my master called. Sullivan's eyes narrowed. I no longer had the energy for a heavy swing. I got ready to duck and dodge. Once more protecting my face, Sullivan delivered a stinging punch. I deflected the impact breathlessly. He was tiring, certainly, but I was all but on my knees. The crowd murmured and whispered. Alright. Sullivan delivered a stinging punch. A sting is a quick one, so not a strong one. So I think it would be a good idea to keep my fists up and wait for a heavy punch from him. I put up once more to my face. Ha! Swung low, I dodged neatly. I could not take much more of this. One more hit would most likely finish me off. He's wearing himself out, and that's the moment where I will heavy punch him and win. Putting all my weight in it, I knocked his straight a bit. Solomon was weak, but he knew he had me. If he has a strong attack, I'm down. Okay, a sting. That wasn't a heavy attack. It was a normal one. So he will most likely hit with a heavy attack, so duck. Punched hard, the blow landing against my defense. It was too much. I slumped to the ground. Generous hands lifted me to my feet and put my jacket over my head. A good show, Monsieur Fox said gently. Though I'm afraid we have lost some money. Oh, he was betting on me. Ah, thank you, Monsieur Fox. Well, seems I'm not a boxing champion, but, well, I punched him good. The Blowitz reports. Austro-Hungarian readying for war. Austria will claim the globe with infernal machines of music. None will be able to stop the Kriegsorchester. Okay, onwards. I awoke, still smarting from my boxing match with Sullivan, and my master most generously decided he would fetch breakfast. I vow I will be able to move once more tomorrow. Indeed, he replied, and we cannot have you dropping the tray. He returned with black coffee and well-buttered toast. A most considerate choice to bring to a Frenchman. Or at least so I thought, until he began to eat the toast himself and drank the coffee in a slurp. We arrived into New York later that day. I struggled to lift the case with my tired arms as we staggered off the train. Alrighty. Let's sell the stuff that will be worth a lot. What is a penny black? Lisbon. The fuck is Lisbon and where is Lisbon? Oh, look at that, I can sell my cowboy boots, that's good. Lisbon. Lisbon. I wish there were a search bar. But it does not seem so. So yeah. How would I continue from here? I could go up to Ottawa, but why would I go back? Quebec, maybe? I don't know. Oh. But I have no clue where Lisbon is located, so I guess that would be a stupid decision. So, San Pedro? I have no clue where that is, so sell it here instead of carrying it around like an idiot. We'll sell for high prices in some markets. Well, not here, but I want to get rid of it. So, and here's nothing else that I would buy right now, so let's explore. Ooh, those are some routes I would care about. So where are you taking me, world? Oh, there's Greenland. Directly to London. Oh, that's good. I was pickpocketed in New York. I trusted to my unstealable wallet. To keep me safe, it worked charmingly, bringing the thief a cropper just as they were running away, the yank of the elastic sudden and severe enough to lay them flat. I went over to crow victory. The little thief looked up at me from the sidewalk with thick light eyes. I realized blatantly that the thief was a young girl, barely 10. I released my grip slightly, and she took the opportunity to curse in a thick Irish accent and bit me. I held on, despite the inconvenience, and finally she grinned at me, teeth stained with my precious life's blood. Are you done, little vampire? For now, the girl muttered. What's it to you? I looked down at my bloody arm. Truly, it was a salutary lesson not to let my guard down on strange climbs. I should report you. She stuck out her lower lip. And I should report you. Whoever heard of keeping a wallet on elastic like that? It isn't fair. You're starving the more deserving classes. I was struck by her argument, and wondered if indeed such a street rat might be deserved of a coin or two. I gave her £1, which she took without surprise or gratitude. When I then relaxed my grip, she slithered away and lost herself in the crowd. I made my way back to our hotel before anything more untoward could befall my delicate person. One good deed, it seems, does not always beget another, but at least I had not made the loss on the encounter, thanks to my elastic. Alright, let's plan. We can go directly to London. How long will it take? Oh my god, it flies. Whoa, shit. How long does it take, though? Arrives Thursday? That's quick. And I have time to spare, so I can just go to the bank tomorrow, wait a few days, get some money, and everything's good. I spent a few hours walking around. I saw a cheerful American soldier in a heated conversation with a porter, from which I learned it can sometimes be prudent not to get in the way. I came away with a torn shirt. Oh, alright. Not that good. So, we'll have to wait just until 11 AM. There, the bank. I regarded the bank as we entered. It was a palace of stone and shimmering marble floors with beautiful windows, fountains, and plants. You want to make a withdrawal, the manager asked. You may have to wait a day or two. I will wait 3 days and... No, wait. Let's get £5,000 in case we need some money on the journey. We require £5,000, I said. The manager drew a sharp breath. I will have to communicate with London first, of course. He apologized. I should have a reply in 5 working days. It seems, Monsieur Fogg remarked as we left, we have some time to dispose of. Alright, then, well, sleep at the hotel, I guess, because we can't do anything right now. And then the night, the clock was forever ticking upwards. We had another 6 days to wait for transfer funds. We made ourselves comfortable and waited. The wait this close to our deadline was nerve-wracking. We woke ready to be at the bank as soon as it opened doors. Our funds will be ready to collect when the bank opens. Tapping the clock will skip time forwards. Yep, I already realized that. Thank you. So, and it's 11 o'clock. Get my money. We returned to the bank at the opening time to collect our funds, and then we are ready to proceed once more. Great. We have enough cash. Let's get onwards to London. I have some extra space. Screw it. And let's get a move on. Oh, that's fast. Henrietta. We left New York aboard the Henrietta, an old Confederate airship converted to a transatlantic mail carrier. We would reach London in 3 days, barring any unexpected delay. Yes! 3 days! Just wait it out. Adventurer Fogg expected back shortly. Yep, he damn right is. The ocean tore along beneath us. I enjoyed talking to no one. There was nothing I needed to know. No one to charm, flatter, or beguile into giving us aid. There was only the wind and the time. And we could control neither. Us but two, a master demanded. Make us go faster, if you would. I approached the captain. Faster, you say? It can be done, but it was destroy the engines. We want no risk, no danger. Then I promise you we will be in London in 2 more days. Hmm. Can I just buy the airship? What is your wish, Master? Passepartout? Pocket altimeter? Would you like to consult the altimeter, monsieur? Certainly. Our height will directly affect our speed. Ooh. Biscuit? We are carrying shop with us? What a pleasant surprise! Of course. I carry whatever is needed. Money. The banks have been most generous to us, monsieur. It's not generosity, it is my prosperity we are gambling upon. Very good. But luckily we'll be in London shortly. Monsieur Fogg looked out of the observation deck windows with perfect calm, as though we were not. With every passing moment drawing closer and closer to London. My nerves were in shreds, and I was nearly chewing the rails with anticipation. Oh, Passepartout, I know that feeling. I spent the remaining time watching every possible danger, one eye on the crew, the other on the ship, ready to react to the slightest trouble, but nothing broke the peacefulness of our day. We tethered at the airship dock in Hyde Park and felt, for the first time in 73 days, the feel of English soil under our shoes. At long last we had returned to London, and in time to win the wager. Well, return. I seized my master by the collar and threw him into one of the steam carriages idling in the banks at the Serpentine Hyde Park. To the Reform Club, I shouted, before ejecting the driver from the seat and taking the wheel myself. I threw a lever and opened the throttle. The driver's curses were drowned by the shrieking whistle of the boilers. There's no need for such unseemly haste, Passepartout, my master noted, but I was a man possessed. The streets of London seemed comforting and familiar to me. As they flashed past my well-traveled eyes, the carriage were mostly horse-drawn, and gas lamps rather than electric lit our way as we raced down Pall Mall. The carriage barely shuddered into a steam-hissing stop before I dragged my master from his seat and up to the steps of the imposing doors of the Reform Club. I released him only when we reached the great saloon where my master's erstwhile friends stood from their chairs, gaping in an attitude of great shock. Monsieur Fogg only straightened a little and said in his calm voice, "Gentlemen, here I am." The room erupted into cheers. Where had the crowd come from? Had they followed us in sight from the street? I had scarcely noted them. I realized, as though a spell had suddenly broken, that my master had won his wager. Of £20,000. With the 4,000 we began with, the debt built up from banks along the way and our remaining funds, it was a profit of over 14,000. Hardly a meager sum. My heart began to beat again, and I saw for the first time the grand interiors of the Reform Club, which had no doubt remained untouched since its founding some 30-odd years ago. The most advanced piece of technology within was a gilded clock set upon the mantelpiece. A few club members were muttering about the impropriety of aligned in front of the club from a steam carriage. Well, sorry. One of the club butlers was just taking from our case the ferriotype from Agra. To go above the mantelpiece, I think, he murmured. A most fine souvenir from your adventures, Monsieur Fogg, sir. It looked quite fine there. And I smiled with pride. I pushed my way through to Monsieur Fogg, who had nearly been swallowed by congratulating crowds. "You have won the bet, monsieur," I told him, as though saying it aloud once more would make it more real. And then repeated the sentiment again, for good measure. "Any gentleman would be fortunate to call you his valet," Monsieur Fogg said, and I knew that, from him, there could be no higher praise. "Mr. Fogg! Mr. Fogg!" one of the journalists in the crowd cried, interrupting our conversation. "What next for the great adventurer Phileas Fogg and his loyal valet Passepartout?" My master looked at me. I returned the glance. I have always wondered, was it at the center of the earth? I looked around at faces of the assembled crowd and quirked an eyebrow. "Anyone care to make a wager?" Monsieur Fogg refrained from rolling his eyes. "I believe," he said with great deliberation, "that tonight I will have supper and go to bed. Come, Passepartout. It grows late." Late? "Yes, Monsieur Fogg," I said, and followed. Your journey around the world is completed. Celebrated Englishman Phileas Fogg wins round the world wager. Journey completed in 73 days despite the sheer size of the world and a valet losing boxing match against world champion. Visited 20 cities of over 200, traveled 29,000 mines. My favorite transport was the airship. My finishing mines 1,400. Over 8,000 miles per sea, 8,000 miles per land, 12,000 miles per air. And we spent over 70,000. Well, I think our journey was amazing. Can I share it? This will open your personal journey page in your browser. Okay, so not right now, maybe after I'm done with this recording. But for now, let me just wrestle down a few things. First of all, this game is amazing. Nobody can tell me anything else. The world is built gorgeously. Every little piece of detail is begging to be read out loud. The characters are just great, and all in all, I can't find a single reason why anyone would not like this game, except for when they are the obligatory Modern Warfare player. But let's face it, if you have a little bit of interest in a beautiful crafted world, if you're searching for inspiration for a pen and paper setting, anything, get this game. It's 10 euros, I think, so it's really cheap, and I will play this game on my own some more. So yeah, just it's awesome, simply put. Okay, but now before I babble on all together and lose my mind to gorgeousness, let's just... I did not want to start again. I'm sorry. What I wanted to say is, let's just finish this last episode of 80 Days right here after, well, about 4 hours actually, which is, for this game, longer than I expected. And hopefully, on the next Wednesday, we will see each other with a new project, one I have already in mind and bought in my little steam carriage. Until then, bye bye!